have this book here that's very, very good. I don't know if you can see that. It's called Anatomy and Physiology for Dummies. It's a very good read. I'm learning about all these, um, how the body works, which is very fascinating. It's teaching me about proteins, about electrical charges, about how how the cells absorb minerals and nutrients. And I never realized how important the body is and how its functions are. And this book is what teaches you everything that you want to learn when it comes to absorbing nutrients and knowing how the electricity runs throughout your body, when it comes to transferring energy, the transfer of energy, and the absorption of energy, and the function of energy. This is all produced by electricity, which are electrons, which are electrolytes, which are in turn is potassium. So I never realized how important potassium is until I read this book, because potassium is what provides the electric charge for us to absorb and transfer and utilize food and energy. So the more we burn energy, which it takes energy to burn it. So when something takes energy, it uses electricity. So when we burn energy, we need to consume energy. So the more we burn food, the more potassium is what we need to function our cells properly. And without this function, without this electrical charge, the body will not operate smoothly. The body will not flow, properly. Like when you touch something with your fingers, your body is sending a transferring signal from your brain to your fingers. So if you don't have this transferring electrical charge, then it's your body isn't going to function properly. You know, so there's a reason why they say to consume 4,700, which is 4,700 milligrams a day. You need to consume 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams of potassium a day, which is required, because they say that there's millions of cells in our body, and if each of those cells require an electrical charge to absorb nutrients, then I can understand why a person 6 foot tall, which has over hundreds of billions of cells, need to require 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams of potassium a day. Because if you take a person that's 8 foot tall, right? You take a person that's 7 foot tall, like Shaq. That's a big dude. This guy's got a lot of more. This guy has a lot of cells in his body. So for him, his doses of milligrams is more different to the person that's 5 foot tall. Okay, you get what I'm saying? He has a bigger body, a bigger structure, so he needs to consume a higher amount of potassium, which is electricity, electrons, to function his body properly and to absorb everything. When you have a proper level of potassium, your digestive system is going to work, your skeletal system is going to work, your cardiovascular system is going to work, your circulatory system is going to, I don't know if I said that already, but all the systems in your body are going to work. The body is a systematic machine. There's a bunch of systems in the body that we need to supply the energy with. And if we don't supply these energy with it, then all types of problems are going to be unbalanced, because the balance of energy is not there. So it all starts with energy. Energy is produced by electrons, which is electricity. Like if you take a spark plug, it runs a current. So that signal that goes from your hand, from your brain to your hand, when you touch something, your body recognizes you sensed the feeling of that you touched something. It transfers from your head all the way to your fingers. So without that transferring positive charge, like a spark plug has a current which starts from one point to the second point, which is one point to the second point. Just like a spark plug. A spark plug has electricity that starts from the top and it conducts and connects and produces an electrified current that contains, electricity. Now, without that current that we have in our body, our body is not going to be at its optimum level. Our body's not going to perform at an optimum level. Like, like runners, for example, people who are Olympians, people who swim, do long distance endurance races, long distance exercises. It could be biking, jogging, swimming, anything, or walking. If you're doing that for a long distance, you need to consume large amounts of potassium. You ever see the commercial back in the day of the bunny that says, keep going? He's holding the battery and he's like, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. He's holding a battery for a reason. The battery produces electricity. A battery is what makes you keep going. Now, if you don't have this battery, which is the electrons that we need, which is the potassium, the electrolytes, then we won't be able to last in our endurance races. So for you to be able to stand up, and work in a construction field all day outside in the fucking hot weather, you need large amounts of potassium so you can be able to stand up and have that electrical great feeling all throughout the entire day of your life, the entire time of your work period, the entire time of your game, your football game that you're having, your soccer game that you're having, your fucking golf. This electrical charge is what charges your heart to pump every second of the day. Believe it or not, when we sleep, our cells don't stop working. So we need this constant amount of potassium every day to function our body while we sleep. Potassium is crucial for blood pressure. If your pressure is way too high, potassium acts as a vasodilator, relieving the pressure, allowing you to relax. So that's why people don't sleep well at night, because they don't eat a good amount of potassium, which promotes relaxation, which acts as a vasodilator to relax you. So up your potassium intake. I'll post a list of high potassium foods in the description below if you guys want to check that out, so you can get your sources of potassium foods from your local supermarkets and your local farm stores. Up your potassium intake, up your vitamin C intake, and up your protein intake, and I guarantee that you, my friend, will be one healthy motherfucker. So, thumbs up. Don't forget to read this book, and you're on your way to health.